Hello there, and welcome to Stellar Sleep Stories. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight, settling in for what I hope will be one of the most Hello there, and welcome to Stellar Sleep Stories. I'm so glad you're here with me tonight, settling in for what I hope will be one of the most peaceful journeys we've ever taken together. Tonight's story is something truly special, because tonight you're going to become something extraordinary. You're going to become a single water molecule, one tiny drop in Earth's vast oceans. But here's the incredible part. You weren't born on Earth at all. You were born in the heart of a dying star, billions and billions of years ago. Before we begin this ancient journey, I'd love to know, have you ever wondered where the water in your glass came from? Not just from the tap or the rain, but where it really came from. Where did Earth's oceans begin? Tonight, we're going to answer that question in the most peaceful way possible, by becoming the water itself. If this journey resonates with you, if you find yourself drifting peacefully through space and time, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. What mysteries of the universe help you drift off to sleep? Now, let's get comfortable. Take a moment to adjust your pillow. Pull your blankets up just the way you like them. Feel the weight of those covers, how they hold you gently, safely. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. But here's the thing, you don't have to count them. You don't have to do anything at all, really. Just let your body breathe the way it wants to, naturally, peacefully. Feel how your chest rises and falls, rises and falls. That rhythm you're feeling right now, that in and out, it's the same rhythm that water has followed for billions of years, from vapor to liquid, from liquid to ice, from ice back to vapor, an endless, peaceful cycle that we're about to join. Tonight, you're not just listening to a story, you're becoming part of it. You're becoming a water molecule, a tiny traveler that's been on the most incredible journey imaginable. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to imagine it or work at it. You can just let it happen. Let yourself drift along with my voice. Your journey begins not in Earth's oceans, not even in our solar system, but in a place far more ancient. You begin in the heart of a star that lived and died long before our sun was even born. Imagine, or don't imagine, just let yourself feel what it might be like to be the smallest thing, a single molecule, 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom, coming together for the very first time in the gentle warmth of stellar creation. You see, and this is what makes tonight's journey so special. Every drop of water on Earth, every single molecule in our oceans, our clouds, our rain, it all came from space. It's all older than our planet, older than our sun, It's all stardust that learned how to flow. Scientists at NASA have traced this incredible journey, how water molecules like you traveled here on comets and asteroids, how you survived the violent birth of our solar system. Though violent isn't quite right. It was more like a slow, graceful dance of gravity and time. The Hubble telescope has shown us stellar nurseries where water is being born right now. Just like you were born all those eons ago. The James Webb telescope is revealing how common water is throughout the universe, how it forms naturally, peacefully, in the cold spaces between stars. But tonight, we're not going to study this scientifically. We're going to experience it as only a water molecule can. We're going to drift through nebulae that span hundreds of light years. We're going to crystallize into cosmic ice on the surface of ancient comets. We're going to fall gently, so gently, toward a young Earth that doesn't have oceans yet. And then, through the magic of your molecular memory, we're going to flow through all of Earth's history. You'll reign on the first life forms. You'll cycle through dinosaurs. You'll fall as snow on mammoths. You'll flow through the Nile as pyramids are being built. And finally, peacefully, you'll find yourself here, tonight, floating in a cloud directly above where you're lying right now, watching over yourself as you sleep. This is your story, the story of every water molecule. It's a story of transformation, but gentle transformation, of change that happens so slowly you barely notice it, just like falling asleep. So settle in. Let your breathing find its own peaceful rhythm. And let's begin at the very beginning, in the heart of a star. You are ancient, far more ancient than you could ever imagine. Your story begins about 5 billion years ago, maybe 6. Time moves differently when you're just atoms floating in stellar fire. You weren't water yet, not yet. You were just ingredients, pieces of a puzzle that hadn't come together. Your oxygen atom, the heart of what you'd become, was being forged right now in the core of a massive star. Not our sun, no. This star was much older, much larger. It had already lived for millions of years, transforming hydrogen into helium, helium into carbon, carbon into oxygen. Feel that transformation, or don't feel it, just know it's happening. Deep in the star's core, where temperatures reach millions of degrees. Though temperature doesn't mean much to you yet, you're just energy and possibility. Your oxygen atom is born from nuclear fusion, the same process that makes stars shine. But it's not violent, it's more like a slow blooming. atoms coming together, joining, releasing a tiny bit of light. It happens billions of times every second, but each fusion is gentle, patient, like two dancers finally finding each other after circling for ages. And your hydrogen atoms? They're even older. They've been around since the universe was just a few minutes old, since the Big Bang itself. Though we don't need to think about explosions. Think of it more as the universe taking its first breath, and your hydrogen atoms were part of that breath. The star that's creating you right now, it's starting to change. Stars don't really die, they transform. And this one is beginning its final transformation. It's running out of fuel in its core. Not quickly. This takes thousands of years, hundreds of thousands. As the star changes, it begins to breathe, expanding, contracting, expanding again. Each breath takes centuries. With each expansion, it grows cooler, redder, larger. It's becoming what astronomers call a red giant. Though giant isn't quite right. It's more like the star relaxing, spreading out, getting comfortable. Deep inside, your oxygen atom is ready. The star's outer layers are starting to drift away, not in some dramatic explosion, but gently, like autumn leaves falling from a tree. If that tree was 1,000,000 miles tall, and the leaves fell for 1,000 years. This is called stellar wind, and it's carrying you outward. Your oxygen atom, along with billions and billions of others, is floating free for the first time, drifting away from the star that made you, out into the darkness between stars. But it's not really dark. There's a faint glow everywhere, the combined light of distant stars, the gentle radiation left over from the universe's birth. It's actually quite beautiful if you could see it. This soft shimmer that fills all of space. You're not alone out here. The stellar wind is carrying so much with you. Carbon atoms that might one day become life. Iron atoms that might become the core of a planet. Silicon that might become sand on some distant beach. You're all traveling together, a vast cloud of stardust expanding into space. And here's where something magical happens. Out in the cold of space, far from your parent star, you finally meet your hydrogen atoms. They've been waiting out here, drifting. Some of them have been wandering the universe for billions of years, just waiting for this moment. The meeting is gentle, so gentle. In the near absolute zero of space, about -450 degrees Fahrenheit, atoms move slowly, carefully. When you finally come together, your oxygen and two hydrogens, it's less like a collision and more like a soft embrace. And just like that, you become water. H2O, one of the most special molecules in the universe. You're not liquid water yet. You can't be. It's far too cold out here. You're ice. But not ice like you'd find in a freezer. You're cosmic ice, a perfect crystal floating in space. NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope has detected clouds just like the one you're in now, vast regions full of frozen water, enough to fill Earth's oceans millions of times over. They glow faintly in infrared light, these stellar nurseries where water is born. You drift like this for millions of years. Sometimes you bump into other water molecules. Sometimes you stick together, forming tiny grains of cosmic frost. Sometimes cosmic rays, gentle streams of energy, pass through you, but they don't hurt. They just make you vibrate a little, like a bell being rung very, very softly. The cloud you're part of, it spans light years. It would take you traveling at the speed of light several years just to cross it. But you're not in any hurry. You have nowhere to be yet. No oceans to fill, no rain to become. You're just floating, drifting, occasionally spinning slowly when starlight gives you the tiniest push. This is your first form, your first existence as water, and already you're perfect. You're the same H2O that you'll always be, whether you're cosmic ice or ocean waves or morning dew. You're complete, whole, timeless. The nebula you're drifting through now, it has a name that astronomers won't give it for billions of years. But names don't matter when you're a molecule floating in infinity. What matters is the journey, and yours is just beginning. You've been ice for so long now, millions of years, maybe tens of millions. Time passes differently when nothing changes, when every day, every century, every millennium looks exactly the same. Just you, floating, spinning slowly, surrounded by the soft glow of distant stars. But the nebula isn't static. It's moving, breathing, swirling in incredibly slow motion. Gravity pulls gently here, pushes softly there. The entire cloud is rotating, but so slowly that it takes millions of years for a single turn. You're not alone in this vast cloud. There are trillions upon trillions of other water molecules with you, all born in dying stars, all drifting together through space. Sometimes you cluster together, forming tiny grains no bigger than smoke particles. Sometimes you drift apart, each on your own path through the darkness. When you do cluster together, it's beautiful, though no one's here to see it. You form perfect crystals, hexagonal patterns that repeat over and over. The same shape that snowflakes will have billions of years from now. Because the laws of physics, the rules that govern how water molecules connect, they're the same everywhere, always. The nebula you're in, it's not just water. There's dust here too. Tiny grains of carbon, silicon, iron, the ashes of dead stars. Sometimes you stick to these dust grains, coating them in a thin layer of ice. Together, you and the dust create something new, the building blocks of future worlds. Every now and then, maybe once every few thousand years, something interesting happens. A shock wave passes through the nebula. Not a violent shock, more like a gentle ripple. Perhaps a distant star has transformed, or two galaxies have brushed past each other billions of miles away. The wave takes centuries to reach you, and when it does, it's barely a whisper. But it's enough to compress the clouds slightly, bringing molecules closer together. During one of these gentle compressions, you find yourself surrounded by more water molecules than ever before. You're all pressed together, not tightly, but enough that you start to stick, forming a larger grain of ice, about the size of a grain of sand, though sand won't exist for billions of years. This ice grain you're part of, it's special. It's what astronomers will one day call a pre-solar grain, a piece of matter that existed before our sun, before our solar system. You're older than home. The nebula continues its slow dance, and you dance with it. Sometimes you're near the edge where starlight is stronger, and you warm up just a tiny bit, not enough to melt, just enough to vibrate a little faster. Sometimes you drift deeper into the cloud, where it's even colder, where atoms barely move at all. And through it all, you're gathering. The ice grain you're part of keeps growing. Other water molecules join you, along with other materials. You're becoming part of something larger, though you don't know it yet. You're becoming part of a future comet. NASA's observations of young star systems show this happening right now, in the Orion Nebula, in the Eagle Nebula. Water molecules just like you, clustering together, forming the icy bodies that will one day deliver water to planets. But that's still far in your future. For now, you're just drifting, growing, slowly spiraling through the nebula with countless other grains. The nebula itself is changing too. Very slowly, over millions of years, it's contracting. Gravity is pulling everything toward the center, not quickly, not dramatically, but steadily, patiently. You can't see it happening, it's far too slow, but the nebula is beginning to flatten, to spin a bit faster. It's like a figure skater pulling in their arms, except this skater is light years across, and the spin takes millions of years. Somewhere near the center of this swirling cloud, things are getting interesting. The dust and gas are getting denser, warmer, not hot, not yet, but warmer than the near absolute zero you've known for so long. You're still far from this center, orbiting slowly in the outer reaches of what will become, though you don't know it yet, a new solar system. Your ice grain, now about the size of a small pebble, continues its patient orbit, held by gravity, but not pulled in, not yet. Other ice grains float nearby, some smaller, some larger. Some are almost pure water ice like yours. Others are mixed with methane, ammonia, carbon dioxide, all frozen together in the deep cold of space. Together, you're all part of what astronomers call the snow line, the distance from the forming center where it's cold enough for water to stay frozen. Inside this line, closer to the center, it's too warm for ice. Outside, where you are, water can only exist as solid crystals. And this is perfect. This is exactly where you need to be, because from here, you'll eventually begin a long, slow fall toward the center, toward a young star that hasn't been born yet, toward a planet that doesn't exist yet, toward oceans that haven't formed yet. But all of that is still millions of years away. For now, you're just floating, spinning, occasionally bumping into other grains, sometimes sticking together, sometimes drifting apart, patient, timeless, perfect in your crystalline form. Something's changing in your part of the nebula. You can feel it. Or maybe you can't feel anything. You just know, the way water knows. The ice grain you're part of has grown so much larger now. It's been millions of years of slow accumulation, other water molecules joining you, dust particles sticking to your surface. You're no longer a pebble. You're more like a dirty snowball the size of a house, though houses won't exist for billions of years. And you're not alone. Thousands of similar chunks of ice are floating near you, all slowly spiraling inward, pulled by the gravity of something massive forming at the center of the cloud. That something? It's starting to glow. Deep in the heart of the nebula, where all the gas and dust has been gathering, compression has created heat. Not much at first, just a dim red glow. But it's growing stronger. This is the birth of a new star. Your star, the sun. But it's not the sun you know, not yet. It's what astronomers call a protostar, a baby star still gathering mass, still learning how to shine. It'll take another few million years before it truly ignites, before fusion begins in its core. You're watching all of this from very far away, several billion miles, about where Neptune orbits today, though Neptune doesn't exist yet. Nothing does except the forming sun and all of you. Countless chunks of ice and rock slowly organizing yourselves into what will become the solar system. Your chunk of ice, it's special. It's becoming what scientists will one day call a comet, though right now it's just a mountain of frozen water and dust, drifting, tumbling slowly, catching the faint light of the baby sun. Inside this cosmic snowball, you're perfectly preserved, locked in a crystal lattice with billions of other water molecules. The arrangement is beautiful, each molecule exactly the same distance from its neighbors, creating patterns that repeat endlessly, fractals of ice that would look like the most perfect snowflake if anyone could see structures this small. The temperature where you are is about -400 degrees Fahrenheit, so cold that you barely vibrate at all. You're almost perfectly still, frozen in time as well as space. This is the coldest you'll ever be, the stillest you'll ever be, and there's something deeply peaceful about it. Time passes, so much time. The protostar at the center grows brighter. It's gathering more material, growing more massive. Its gravity reaching out further and further, pulling everything into a vast rotating disk. You're part of this disk now, orbiting the young sun along with trillions of other objects. Some are tiny dust grains, others are massive chunks of rock and metal that will one day become planets. You're somewhere in between, a medium-sized ball of ice among countless others. The disk is organizing itself. Gravity is doing its patient work. Larger objects pull in smaller ones, growing bigger, their gravity getting stronger, pulling in even more material. Closer to the sun, where it's warmer, rocky planets are beginning to form. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, though they're just clusters of asteroids right now, slowly coming together, collision by collision. Further out, where you are, the giant planets are gathering: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, massive balls of gas and ice. Their gravity so strong, they're clearing paths through the disk, sweeping up everything in their orbits. Your comet, it's been captured by one of these giants, probably Jupiter. You're not falling into it, but you're influenced by it. Your orbit is changing, becoming longer, more elliptical. Sometimes you swing close to the sun, close being relative. You never get nearer than Mars's orbit. Sometimes you travel far out, beyond Neptune, into the cold darkness, where the sun is just the brightest star among many. Each orbit takes thousands of years, and you make this journey many, many times. When you're close to the sun, something magical happens. The outer layers of your comet begin to warm. Not much, but enough. Some of the ice starts to sublimate, turning directly from solid to gas, creating a thin atmosphere around your comet, what astronomers will one day call a coma. You're part of this process. Sometimes you're on the surface, feeling the gentle warmth of sunlight for the first time in millions of years. Sometimes you sublimate, becoming vapor, floating free for just a moment before the cold of space freezes you again, and you fall back to the comet's surface as a tiny crystal of snow. This happens over and over. Each pass by the sun, you transform, solid to gas to solid again. It's practice for all the transformations that await you, all the cycles you'll go through once you reach Earth. But Earth isn't ready for you yet. It's still forming, still being bombarded by asteroids. Its surface is molten rock, far too hot for water to exist. Any water that lands there instantly becomes steam and is lost to space. So you wait, you orbit, you transform and retransform. You're patient because water is always patient. You have nowhere else to be. The young solar system is chaotic, but it's a slow chaos. Planets are still finding their orbits. Asteroids are everywhere. Collisions happen constantly, but constantly means every few hundred years, every few thousand years. Your comet has some close calls. Once you pass so close to Mars that you can feel its gravity tugging at you. Another time, an asteroid hits your comet, breaking off a chunk, but not the chunk you're in. You survive. You continue. And through it all, you're carrying something precious. You're carrying water to the inner solar system. You and billions of other comets just like yours. You're the delivery system, the way water moves from the cold outer reaches where it can stay frozen to the warm inner regions where it can become liquid. NASA's Stardust mission actually collected particles from a comet, finding exactly what you are: ancient water and dust, older than the planets, older than the sun, messengers from the birth of the solar system. You don't know it yet, but you're about to become part of something amazing. Earth is finally cooling down. Its surface is starting to solidify, forming a thin crust over the magma below. It's still hot, still hostile, but it's getting ready. Getting ready for you. Getting ready for water. Getting ready to become the blue planet. Your comet is falling. Not quickly. Nothing happens quickly in space. But your orbit has changed. Something, maybe Jupiter's gravity, maybe a collision with another comet, has nudged you onto a new path. A path that leads to the inner solar system, to Earth. Earth is so different from the planet you know, or will know, billions of years from now. It's only a few 100 million years old, just a baby as planets go. Its day is only 6 hours long, spinning so fast. Its moon is much closer, looming huge in the sky, if there was a sky. But there's no blue sky yet, no oxygen to make it blue. Just a thick atmosphere of methane, ammonia, volcanic gases. The surface below is alien, dark rock everywhere, fresh from the mantle. Some of it still glowing with heat. Volcanoes dot the landscape, not violently erupting, but steadily seeping lava, building new land molecule by molecule. There are no oceans, not yet, just scattered pools of condensation in the deepest craters, puddles really, that evaporate as quickly as they form. Earth is waiting for water, waiting for you. Your comet approaches slowly, taking months to fall from the outer system. As you get closer to Earth, you can feel its gravity, gentle at first, then stronger, pulling you in. The sun is warming your comet now, more than ever before. The ice is sublimating faster, streaming off in a tail that stretches millions of miles behind you. You're on the surface now, right at the edge where solid becomes gas. And then you let go. You sublimate, transform from ice to vapor, and drift free from the comet. You're not alone. Billions of water molecules are doing the same thing, creating a vast cloud of water vapor around the comet's core. But Earth's gravity has you now. You're falling, not the comet anymore, just you, a single molecule of water vapor, falling toward this young planet. The entry is gentle. There's no burning up in the atmosphere like meteorites. You're too small for that, too light. You just drift down, getting caught in the atmospheric currents, swirling, mixing with the volcanic gases. For the first time in billions of years, you're warm, actually warm. The temperature here in Earth's upper atmosphere is hundreds of degrees. You're moving fast now, vibrating, bouncing off other molecules. It's strange after so long being frozen, but also natural. This is what water does when it's warm. It dances. You drift lower, into denser atmosphere. The pressure builds, the temperature changes, and then something amazing happens. You condense. You meet another water molecule, then another and another. You cluster together, forming a tiny droplet, your first liquid form in, well, ever. You've never been liquid before. You've been ice. You've been vapor. But this is new. It feels right, natural, like this is what you were always meant to be. The droplet you're part of grows, collecting more water molecules until it's heavy enough to fall. And you do fall, your first rain, though there's no one to call it rain yet, no one to see it or feel it. You fall toward the surface, toward the hot rocks below, and just before you land, you evaporate again, the heat turning you back to vapor, sending you up into the atmosphere once more. This happens over and over, condensing, falling, evaporating, rising. It's your first water cycle, Earth's first water cycle, and it's helping the planet cool. Each time you evaporate, you carry heat away from the surface. Each time you condense, you release it higher in the atmosphere where it can escape to space. You're not just arriving on Earth, you're helping to make it habitable. Days pass, months, years, centuries. The cycles continue, and each cycle, Earth gets a little cooler. The rocks at the surface stop glowing. They darken, crack, form basins and valleys. More comets arrive, millions of them over millions of years. This is what scientists call the late heavy bombardment, though it's not really a bombardment. It's more like a gentle, constant rain of ice from space. Each comet bringing more water, billions of tons of it. And slowly, so slowly, the water begins to accumulate. The first permanent puddles form in the deepest craters. They're hot, nearly boiling, full of dissolved minerals from the rocks. But they're liquid. They don't evaporate immediately. You find yourself in one of these puddles, your first real home on Earth. It's not much, maybe a few 100 feet across, surrounded by steaming rocks and volcanic vents. But it's water, liquid water, stable and permanent. More rain falls, not your gentle condensation anymore, but real rain, as more and more water vapor fills the atmosphere. The puddle becomes a pond, the pond becomes a lake. And you're moving within it, currents stirred by the wind, by temperature differences, by the tides from that too close moon. You're flowing for the first time, not just floating in space or falling through air, but actually flowing the way water is meant to flow. The lake you're in connects to another lake, then another. Streams form between them. Rivers, though they're nothing like rivers you'll know later. These are hot, mineral-rich, flowing over bare rock, with no soil, no plants, no life. But they're flowing, and you're flowing with them, toward lower ground, always toward lower ground, because that's what water does. It finds the lowest place, and the lowest places are getting fuller. What started as puddles, then lakes, are becoming seas, the first seas, Earth's first oceans. They're not the blue oceans you know. They're murky, greenish-brown with dissolved iron, under a orange-pink sky. But they're vast, covering more and more of the planet. You've made it. After billions of years traveling through space, after millions of years frozen in a comet, you've finally arrived. You're part of Earth's water now, Earth's first water. The ocean you're in is warm, about 170 degrees Fahrenheit, like a hot bath that covers a third of the planet. Waves lap against shores of fresh volcanic rock. Tides pull you back and forth. That close moon creating tides hundreds of feet high. And you cycle, always cycling, evaporating from the warm ocean surface, condensing in the cooler upper atmosphere, falling as rain, flowing back to the sea. Around and around, the endless cycle that will define your existence for the next 4 billion years. But something else is happening in these warm seas, something incredible. The dissolved minerals, the volcanic heat, the constant cycling of water, it's creating conditions for something new, something that's never existed before. Chemistry is happening, complex chemistry, molecules forming, breaking apart, reforming, using the energy from volcanic vents, from lightning, from the sun. You don't know it yet, but you're about to witness the most amazing transformation of all. Life is about to begin, and you're going to be part of it. The ocean you're in now. It's been 1,000,000 years since you arrived, maybe 10 million. Time moves differently when you're a molecule in an endless sea. The water around you has changed. It's cooler now, only about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Still warm, but not the scalding bath it once was. The color has changed too, less brown, more green, though green isn't quite right. It's a color that doesn't have a name because no eyes exist to see it yet. You're deep now, near a volcanic vent on the ocean floor. These vents are special places, there where Earth's heat meets Earth's water, creating something like underwater geysers, but gentler, steadier. The water here is rich with minerals, iron, sulfur, phosphorus, all dissolved from the rocks, all mixing in the warm currents. And something's happening with these minerals, something slow, something patient. They're forming patterns. Not life, not yet, but the patterns that come before life. Long chains of molecules, some containing carbon from space, some containing phosphorus from Earth's rocks. They form, break apart, form again differently. It's like nature is experimenting, trying different combinations. You flow through these experiments. Sometimes you're part of them. Water is essential. You're the medium where all this chemistry happens, the stage where life's first act will play out. And then one day, though day means nothing in the eternal darkness of the deep ocean, something incredible happens. A membrane forms. Just a thin film of fatty molecules, but it creates a tiny bubble, and inside this bubble, separated from the ocean but still in it, chemistry happens faster, more concentrated, more organized. You're inside one of these bubbles, just by chance, flowing in through a gap in the membrane. And you're not alone. Other molecules are here. Amino acids, simple sugars, nucleotides, all dissolved in, well, in you. You're the soup where life is cooking. The bubble doesn't last long. Maybe a few hours, maybe a few days, before it breaks apart. But another forms, then another, millions of them, billions, each one a tiny experiment. And then, after countless attempts, one bubble does something different. It makes a copy of itself. Not a perfect copy, not yet, but close enough. The molecules inside have arranged themselves in a way that attracts similar molecules, that builds similar patterns. And when the bubble gets too big, it splits, becoming two bubbles, each carrying the same molecular patterns. You've just witnessed the birth of life. The first cells. They're nothing like cells today. No nucleus, no organelles. Just bags of chemistry reproducing in warm water. But they're alive. They're the first living things Earth has ever seen. And you're inside one. Being inside a cell is different from being in the open ocean. You're still water, still H2O, but you're organized water. You're part of something. You help dissolved molecules move around, help chemical reactions happen. You're the liquid of life. The cell you're in doesn't last long. Maybe a few hours before it breaks apart, releasing you back into the ocean. But there are more cells now, millions more, each one a tiny factory processing minerals, using energy from the volcanic vents. You flow in and out of these early cells. Sometimes you're inside, part of their living chemistry. Sometimes you're outside, in the vast ocean. But wherever you are, you're surrounded by life now, microscopic, simple, but undeniably alive. Millions of years pass. The cells are getting better at living. They're developing new tricks. Some learn to use sunlight for energy. Not much sunlight reaches through the murky atmosphere, but enough. They're the first photosynthesizers. Though they don't make oxygen yet, they use the light to process sulfur or iron. You cycle through it all, evaporating from the surface, condensing into rain, falling back into the sea. Sometimes you fall on volcanic islands, the first land rising above the waves. But there's nothing on these islands, just bare rock, so you flow back to the sea. Always back to the sea, where life is exploding in slow motion. The cells are getting more complex. Some are joining together, forming colonies, working as teams. Some are developing hard shells, using the minerals you carry to build tiny fortresses around themselves. And they're changing the ocean. Their chemistry is altering the water, pulling out certain minerals, releasing others. The sea is becoming less hostile, more nurturing, more like the ocean you'll know billions of years later. You're part of all of it. You carry nutrients to cells, carry waste away. You're the bloodstream of this living ocean, even though blood won't exist for billions of years. One type of cell is special. It's doing something revolutionary. It's splitting water molecules. Not you, not this time, but molecules just like you. It's using sunlight to break H2O apart, keeping the hydrogen for energy, releasing the oxygen as waste. This oxygen, it's poison to most early life. They've never encountered it before, but it bubbles up from these cells, dissolves in the water, eventually reaches the atmosphere. The world is about to change dramatically, though dramatically still means slowly, over millions of years. The oxygen is going to rust the iron in the oceans, turning them blue. It's going to fill the atmosphere, creating the sky you know. It's going to make new forms of life possible, complex life. But that's still far in the future. For now, you're just flowing, cycling, carrying life's molecules from place to place. You spend time in a stromatolite, a tower of bacterial mats building up layer by layer, like a very slow coral reef. These are life's first cities, billions of bacteria working together, building structures that rise from the seafloor. Inside the stromatolite, you're trapped for a while, flowing slowly through the tiny spaces between bacteria, helping them process minerals, helping them grow. It's peaceful here, repetitive, the same chemical reactions happening over and over, like a very slow heartbeat. When you finally escape, carried out by a current, the ocean has changed again. There's more oxygen now. Not a lot, but enough. The water tastes different, if water could taste. It's cleaner somehow, less metallic. And there are new kinds of cells, bigger ones, with more complex internal structures. Some have swallowed other cells, keeping them alive inside, working together. These are the first eukaryotes, the ancestors of all complex life. You flow into one of these complex cells, and it's like entering a city after living in a village. There are compartments, organelles, each with its own job. The nucleus holds genetic information. The mitochondria process energy. And you're everywhere inside, filling all the spaces, helping everything work. You're not just in life anymore. You're essential to it. Life can't exist without you. The sun is getting brighter, very slowly, about 1% every 100 million years. But it's enough to warm the oceans a little more, to drive more evaporation, more rain, more cycling. You're rising to the surface more often now, evaporating, becoming clouds. The clouds are different too, whiter, more reflective, because of the oxygen in the atmosphere. They're helping regulate Earth's temperature, keeping it not too hot, not too cold, just right for life. And life is everywhere now. Every drop of seawater contains thousands of cells, millions. The ocean is a living soup, and you're the broth. So much time has passed. You've cycled through the oceans millions of times, billions. You've been inside countless cells, watched them evolve, watched them change. And now, as you fall as rain onto a very different earth, everything has transformed. The land isn't bare rock anymore. It's covered in green. Ferns as tall as trees, mosses carpeting the ground, and the first real trees, conifers reaching toward the sky. Their roots dig deep into soil, soil that didn't exist when you first arrived, made from weathered rock and decayed plants, generations of life building on life. You're falling on a leaf now, a broad fern frond in what will one day be called the Triassic period, though periods and names don't matter to water, only the endless cycle matters. The drop you're part of sits on the fern for a moment, beading up, surface tension holding you in a perfect sphere. The sun is shining through you, creating a tiny rainbow that no one sees, because the eyes that might see it are still very simple. But there are eyes now. A small reptile, not quite a dinosaur yet, but almost, watches from a fallen log. Its eyes can see movement, light and shadow, maybe even color, though not the way you'd think of color. Everything is different through Triassic eyes. You roll off the fern, join other drops, become a trickle, then a stream. You're flowing over ground that's alive, through root systems that reach out to absorb you. Some of your molecules get pulled into a tree. Inside the tree is different from inside those ancient bacteria. There's structure here, vessels and tubes, highways for water. You're pulled up, 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 defying gravity through capillary action and root pressure, rising through the trunk, into branches, into needles. In the needles, something familiar happens, photosynthesis, but more advanced than those ancient bacteria. The chloroplasts, descendants of those early photosynthetic cells, use sunlight to split water molecules. Some of your companion molecules are broken apart, their oxygen released through tiny pores. You escape through those same pores, evaporating into the warm Triassic air. It's humid here, much more humid than Earth will be in human times. The whole planet is warmer. There's no ice at the poles, just forests from equator to pole. You rise as vapor, join clouds, massive thunderheads that build miles high. Lightning flashes, thunder rolls, though it sounds different with this thicker atmosphere, deeper, more resonant. You fall again, this time into a river, a real river now, not those mineral-rich streams of early Earth. This water is clearer, full of life. Tiny arthropods swim through you. Early insects skate across your surface. Fish, still primitive but recognizable as fish, breathe you through their gills. The river carries you to a lake, and there, drinking at the shore, is your first dinosaur. It's not the giant, terrible lizard of movies. This early dinosaur is small, about the size of a large dog, walking on two legs, its long tail balancing behind it. It lowers its head and drinks. You flow into its mouth, down its throat, into its stomach. You're inside a dinosaur, part of its blood, its cells, helping it live, move, breathe. The dinosaur's blood is warm, warmer than the crocodile ancestors lounging nearby. These early dinosaurs have something special, a metabolism that keeps them active, keeps them warm. And you're part of that warmth, carrying nutrients, carrying oxygen bound to blood cells. You stay in the dinosaur for days, cycling through its body, before being released through respiration, breathed out as vapor into the humid air. You rise again, condense again, fall again. Millions of years pass in this pattern, and the dinosaurs grow larger. Now you're falling on the back of something massive, a long-necked sauropod, bigger than anything that's ever lived on land. Its skin is warm from the sun, and you pool in the valleys between scales the size of dinner plates. The world has changed again. This is the Jurassic now, even warmer, even more humid. Flowering plants are just beginning to appear, adding splashes of color to the endless green. You evaporate from the sauropod's back, rise to join clouds that tower even higher than before. The water cycle is more intense now, more evaporation, more rain. Rivers run faster, deeper, carrying more sediment to the seas. In the oceans, marine reptiles have replaced the fish as top predators. You flow past a plesiosaur, its long neck snaking through the water, past an ichthyosaur, its dolphin-like body perfectly adapted for speed. You're in the ocean when one of the biggest changes happens, though you don't notice it at first. The supercontinent, Pangaea, is breaking apart. Slowly, Inch by inch, year by year, the land is splitting. New oceans are forming between the pieces. This changes everything about water's movement. New currents form, carrying warm water to the poles, cold water to the equator. You're caught in these currents, carried on journeys that didn't exist before. You travel from tropical seas to polar waters, though even the poles are warm, with forests of conifers and ferns. Dinosaurs live here too, adapted to months of darkness, months of light. Back on land, you fall as rain on the first flowers. They're simple, not the complex blooms that will come later, but they're revolutionary. They've made a deal with insects, pollen for nectar, and this partnership will change the world. You're absorbed by one of these early flowers, pulled up through its stem, used in its cells. Some of you becomes nectar, sweet bait for beetles and early bees. When they drink, tiny amounts of you cling to them, traveling from flower to flower. The dinosaurs are at their peak now. Every niche is filled. Giant predators like Allosaurus, even bigger herbivores like Brachiosaurus, small fast runners, heavily armored tanks. They've conquered every environment. You cycle through them all, through their bodies, their eggs. You're in the amniotic fluid surrounding developing dinosaur embryos, keeping them safe, cushioned at just the right temperature. One day, you're part of morning dew on a meadow of ferns when you feel the vibrations. The ground shakes rhythmically. Something enormous is coming. It's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, though that name won't exist for 65 million years. To you, it's just another animal to cycle through. But what an animal! 40 feet long, 7 tons, teeth like bananas. It drinks from a stream you're flowing in, and once again you're inside a dinosaur, but this time the apex predator of its age. You flow through its massive heart, a heart the size of a basketball, pumping with tremendous force. But even as you cycle through this perfect predator, something's changing. The climate is shifting very gradually. Sea levels are rising and falling. The position of the continents is affecting ocean currents, weather patterns. And far out in space, an asteroid is tumbling through the darkness. It's been traveling for millions of years, its orbit slowly being changed by Jupiter's gravity, by Mars, by tiny gravitational interactions with countless other bodies. You don't know it's coming. The dinosaurs don't know. No one knows. But in just a few million years, everything will change. For now, though, you continue your endless cycle, evaporating from a pond where hadrosaurids wade, condensing in clouds above a herd of triceratops, falling as rain on the last generation of giants. The age of dinosaurs is ending, though it will take time, as everything takes time. And you'll be here to witness it all, to flow through whatever comes next, because water endures, water continues, water always finds a way. The world is quiet now. So much quieter. The giants are gone, have been gone for millions of years. You remember that day. if water can remember. When the sky burned, when the asteroid struck the Yucatan, though it wasn't called that yet, nothing had names yet. But you don't think about catastrophes. Water doesn't hold trauma. Water just flows, transforms, continues. The world that emerged from that devastation is gentler somehow, smaller. Mammals have inherited the earth, and you flow through them now, through their blood, their milk, their tears. You've been cycling for so long, evaporating, condensing, falling, flowing, always flowing. The rhythm is hypnotic, predictable, peaceful. Right now, you're falling as snow. Snow is newer to you. The earth has cooled since the age of dinosaurs. Ice has returned to the poles. Glaciers crown the mountains. Sometimes, during the ice ages that come and go like slow breathing, ice covers much of the land. But not today. Today, you're falling as gentle snow on something unprecedented, something that didn't exist until just a moment ago, in geological time. You're falling on carved stone. A pyramid rises from the desert, impossible geometry against the Egyptian sky. Though Egypt is just sounds, symbols that humans have invented. To you, it's just another place where the sun evaporates you quickly, where the cycle spins faster. You land on the pyramid's capstone, pool there for a moment with other snowflakes. This is rare, snow in Egypt. The humans below are marveling at it, though you don't understand their wonder. You've been snow countless times, but never before on something built with intention, purpose, meaning. The sun finds you, warms you, and you begin to evaporate, rising above the pyramid, above the Nile, that river you've flowed through so many times, carrying silt to the delta, making the land fertile, making civilization possible. You drift east, condensing again, falling as rain on different stones, hanging gardens in Babylon, where humans have learned to lift water, to make it flow upward, defying gravity through channels and screws. You're part of this engineering, flowing up, nurturing plants that shouldn't exist in the desert. The plants release you again, transpiration, that familiar process, and you continue drifting, always drifting. Now you're rain falling on rice paddies in ancient China, perfectly rectangular pools reflecting the sky. Humans wade through you, planting, tending, harvesting. They've learned to control water, or think they have, building dikes, channels, irrigation systems. But you flow where you've always flowed, following gravity, seeking the lowest place. The human structures just give you new paths, interesting detours on your eternal journey. You seep into groundwater, flow slowly, so slowly, through aquifers, through rock pores, through spaces humans will never see. This underground journey takes decades, centuries sometimes. When you finally emerge from a spring, The humans who diverted you are gone. Their civilization has fallen, risen, fallen again. Now you're bubbling up in a Roman bath, warm from geothermal heat, full of dissolved minerals that humans believe have healing properties. They're not wrong. You do heal. You clean. You nurture. You've always done these things. A senator soaks in you, discussing politics that seem so important. But you've seen empires rise and fall like waves on a beach, rhythmic, predictable, temporary. You don't mourn. Water doesn't mourn. You just continue cycling. Now, you're in a well in medieval England, deep and dark and cold, pulled up by bucket, drunk by peasants, by knights, by a young king who doesn't know his name will echo through history. You flow through them all equally, through royal blood and common blood. It's all the same to you, all temporary vessels for your eternal journey. You're in the Thames when Vikings sail past, their long ships cutting through you. In the same river centuries later, when Shakespeare might have noticed the way light plays on your surface, might have written about it, though words mean nothing to water. Sometimes you're ice, locked in glaciers for thousands of years, moving so slowly down mountainsides, carving valleys that humans will one day call home. Sometimes you're in the deepest ocean, where pressure is enormous, where no light reaches, where you haven't been to the surface for 1,000 years, just circulating in the deep currents, the conveyor belt of the seas. But mostly, you're cycling faster now. Humans have multiplied, spread everywhere, and they need you constantly. You're in a Mayan reservoir, carefully maintained, precious in the jungle. You're in an Incan mountain stream, carrying gold flakes that will drive later humans to madness. You're in a Native American rain dance, falling from clouds that may or may not have been summoned by ceremony, but falling nonetheless, as you always fall. Each civilization thinks it's special, permanent, but you've seen so many now. They all need you, all use you, all return you to the cycle. You flow through Angkor Wat's moats, through Versailles' fountains, through London's first sewers. Each innovation in water management is just a new path for your eternal flow. The pace of change is quickening. Where once you might cycle naturally for centuries, now humans are moving you, pumping you, channeling you. They're learning to harness steam, your vapor form driving engines, powering their industrial revolution. You're in a steam engine now, heated in a boiler, expanding, pushing pistons, doing work, then condensing, returning to liquid, ready to be heated again. It's just another cycle, faster than the natural ones, but still a cycle. The humans are clever. They're learning your properties, understanding your molecular structure. the same H2O you've always been. They can split you with electricity, recombine you. They think they understand you. But they don't know your history, don't know you've been to space, been inside dinosaurs, been snow on pyramids. They don't know you're older than the sun. And that's okay. Understanding isn't necessary. What's necessary is the cycle, always the cycle. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation, collection. Round and round, eternal, patient, peaceful. You're moving faster now, much faster than ever before. Not physically faster. Water still flows at the same rate it always has, but you're cycling more rapidly, through more places, more purposes. Right now, this very moment, you're in a plastic bottle, sitting on a shelf in a grocery store in Kansas. The fluorescent lights hum above you, though you don't hear them. You only feel the slight vibration through the shelf. How did you get here? Well, a month ago you were in an aquifer, deep underground, where you'd been resting for 300 years, maybe 400. Time moves differently down there in the darkness. Then machines, pumps, pulled you up, through pipes, through filters, removing minerals you'd carried for centuries. They added some back, different ones, for taste, they say. They put you in this bottle, sealed you, labeled you, shipped you thousands of miles. And now you wait. But waiting is nothing new. You once waited millions of years in a comet. This is just a blink. Someone buys you, drinks you, and within hours you're cycling through a human body, the same process you've done billions of times, but faster now. These modern humans are always rushing. You're filtered through kidneys, released, flushed into a sewer system. The sewers are vast, complex, cities beneath cities. You flow through them with millions of gallons of other water, all of you having just passed through humans, animals, industrial processes. At the treatment plant, they clean you, filter you, add chemicals, remove chemicals. It's thorough, scientific, nothing like the simple settling ponds of ancient times. They release you into a river, the same river you flowed down countless times over millions of years. But it's different now. Concrete channels its banks. Dams control its flow. You reach a dam, pool behind it in a massive reservoir. Some of you goes through turbines, generating electricity, spinning magnets just like you once spun in space. Cycles within cycles. Some of you evaporates from the reservoir's surface, rises, forms clouds. These clouds drift over cities now, vast spreading cities with millions of humans. Each one needs about 100 gallons of you per day for drinking, cooking, bathing, watering lawns that shouldn't exist in deserts but do anyway. You fall as rain on Los Angeles, on pavement mostly, can't soak in like you used to, so you flow across the concrete, picking up oil, debris, flowing into storm drains. The storm drains carry you to the ocean, the Pacific, where you've been countless times before. But the ocean is different now too, warmer than it used to be, more acidic, full of tiny plastic particles that you flow around, through. You evaporate again, join atmospheric rivers, vast streams of water vapor that flow through the sky like rivers in reverse, carrying moisture from the tropics to the poles. You fall as snow in the Rockies, accumulate in the snowpack that millions depend on for water. But the snow melts earlier each year now. The cycles are shifting, changing. When you melt, you flow into the Colorado River, or what's left of it. So much of you is diverted now, to cities, to farms, to lawns, that the river rarely reaches the sea anymore. You're sprayed on an almond orchard in California, each tree needing gallons and gallons. You're absorbed through roots, become part of almonds that will be shipped around the world. Someone eats one of those almonds in Tokyo, and you're traveling again, cycling through another human body on the other side of the Pacific. The speed of it all would be dizzying if you could be dizzy. You're in a swimming pool in Phoenix, chlorinated, heated, evaporating constantly in the desert sun. You're in a water bottle on the International Space Station, recycled over and over, filtered from human waste, purified, drunk again, the ultimate closed loop. You're in a fracking well, pumped deep underground at massive pressure, breaking rocks to release natural gas, mixing with chemicals you've never encountered before. You're in a cooling tower at a nuclear plant, carrying away heat from splitting atoms. The same nuclear process that created you billions of years ago, but controlled now, managed. Sometimes you're in familiar places, doing familiar things, flowing through streams that still run wild, untouched, the same way they've run for millennia, falling as rain on forests, seeping through soil, entering trees, transpiring from leaves, the ancient cycle unchanged. Freezing in polar ice, though there's less of it each year. The ice caps you've known for millions of years are shrinking, releasing water that's been frozen since before humans existed. You're in the atmosphere more now. The warmer air holds more moisture, more of you. The storms are stronger when they come, carrying more water, cycling it more violently. But violent is too strong a word. It's still just cycling, just faster, more intense. You're in a bottling plant again. Different bottle, different brand, same water, the same H2O you've always been. You're in a car's radiator, cooling an engine, cycling from liquid to vapor and back. Mechanical cycles replacing natural ones. You're in a craft brewery again, becoming beer. Though the alcohol means nothing to you, you're still water, still cycling, just with some organic molecules along for the ride. You're in an IV bag in a hospital, flowing directly into human veins, bypassing the usual routes, straight into the bloodstream, where you carry medicines, nutrients, hope. The humans have so many uses for you now, so many cycles they've created. But underneath it all, beyond all their technology and engineering, you still follow the same basic rules. You still seek the lowest point. You still evaporate when heated. You still condense when cooled. You still freeze at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, boil at 212. You're still the same molecule that formed in a dying star, still the same water that fell on Earth 4 billion years ago. Still cycling, always cycling, through clouds, through rain, through rivers, through bodies, through machines, through time itself. Faster now, but still patient. More complex routes, but still the same destination. Always moving, always changing form, but never changing what you are. Water. Eternal water. Patient water. Peaceful water. Still cycling, still flowing, still continuing, as you always have, as you always will. And now, here you are, right now, this very moment, floating. You're in a cloud, directly above where you're lying, right above your bed, your room, your resting place. The cloud is soft, though soft isn't quite the right word. It's billions of tiny droplets, each one like you, all drifting together, held by air currents so gentle you barely feel them. You're exactly 3,000 feet above your pillow, give or take. The air up here is cool, about 40 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for condensation, perfect for cloud formation, perfect for floating. And you are floating, drifting, slowly, so slowly. The cloud you're in is moving maybe 5 miles per hour, walking speed, the pace of a gentle stroll. There's no hurry, there never is. Below you, the world is settling into sleep. Lights are turning off one by one, houses going dark, streets growing quiet. The whole landscape below is preparing for rest, just like you're resting, just floating, drifting. You can feel the temperature dropping as evening deepens, the air cooling, making you cluster together with other water molecules, forming larger droplets, but still tiny, still light enough to float. This is peaceful, so peaceful. No transformation needed right now. No cycling, no changing, just being, just floating, just existing in this quiet moment between day and night. The moon is rising, its light filtering through your cloud, making it glow softly, silver white against the darkening sky. You've seen so many moons, billions of them, each one pulling at you gently with its gravity, creating tides even in the air, subtle movements, rhythmic, like breathing. The cloud drifts, and you drift with it. Over sleeping neighborhoods where you once fell as rain, on rooftops, gutters, gardens. Over parks where you've watered grass countless times, where you've been morning dew, puddles, fountain spray. Over the same land where dinosaurs once walked, where ancient seas once covered everything, where glaciers once carved valleys. But tonight, none of that matters. Tonight, you're just floating, peacefully, quietly. Sometimes the cloud thickens around you, more droplets joining, the mist becoming denser. Sometimes it thins, spreads out, becomes wisps, barely there. But you remain, floating, patient, peaceful. The air currents are gentle up here. Rising thermals from the day's warmth have faded. Everything is cooling, calming, settling. You rotate slowly in your droplet, seeing sky in all directions. Though seeing isn't the right word, you just sense the openness, the vastness, the peace. Other droplets drift past, some joining you, becoming part of your droplet, others drifting away. It's a slow dance, a ballet in 3 dimensions, choreographed by physics, by temperature, by pressure. The city below is almost fully asleep now. A few late cars move along streets, their headlights like small stars, but even they're moving slowly, quietly, as if they too feel the peace of the night. You've watched cities sleep for centuries. Those cities are new, just a moment in your long existence. You remember when this land below was forest, prairie, ocean floor. But memories fade, become fuzzy, like the edges of your cloud. What matters is now, this moment, this peaceful floating. The temperature is perfect for stability. You're not evaporating, not condensing further, just suspended, held in perfect balance. This is what peace feels like, if water can feel. No urgent transformation, no rapid cycling, just gentle existence. The cloud moves over the suburbs now, over highways going quiet, over shopping centers closed for the night, over schools empty until morning. You pass over a lake, one you've been in thousands of times. Your fellow molecules down there, resting too, barely rippling in the night breeze. The stars above are clear when your cloud thins enough to let their light through. Those stars making new water molecules right now, just like the star that made you. The cycle continues out there, has always continued, will always continue. But for now, for tonight, you rest. The air pressure is dropping slightly, a weather system approaching, but slowly. Tomorrow maybe, or the next day. There's no rush. For now, the conditions are perfect for floating. Your droplet spins lazily, catches a bit of moonlight, releases it, catches it again. Below, someone might be looking up at your cloud, seeing shapes in it, imagining things, or maybe just appreciating its soft presence in the night sky. They don't know you're there, one molecule among trillions, with your incredible history, your journey from stars to clouds. And that's okay. Your story doesn't need to be known. It just needs to continue, and it will. Tomorrow, you might fall as rain, gentle rain on morning gardens. Or you might evaporate with the sunrise, rise higher, join different clouds. Or you might stay right here, floating, for days. But tonight, just tonight, you rest. The cloud is drifting back over residential areas, over your roof now, or near it. You're almost directly above where you started, having made a large, slow circle. The night is deep now, that perfect quiet time between midnight and dawn, when the world feels suspended, held in pause. Your droplet has found its equilibrium, neither growing nor shrinking, just existing in perfect balance. This is what you've earned after billions of years of traveling. This moment of perfect peace. This gentle floating. This quiet rest above someone who's drifting off to sleep. Someone whose body is 70% water, 70% cousins of yours, all resting together. The house below is dark, peaceful. The gentle sound of sleep rises up. Though you can't hear it, you're too high, too far. But somehow you're connected. The water in that sleeping body below, and you up here in your cloud. You're all part of the same cycle, the same story, the same peaceful existence. You float, drift, rest. No need to transform, no need to move. Just be, just exist, just rest in your cloud, in the quiet night, in perfect peace. The moon continues its arc across the sky. The earth turns slowly beneath you, but you don't notice. You're just floating, peacefully, quietly, restfully, in the night sky, above the sleeping world, above the peaceful darkness, just floating, just being, just resting, like water has always rested, patient, peaceful, eternal. Tonight, you rest. Tomorrow you'll continue, but tonight, just tonight, you float. And so, our journey together comes to its gentle end. Though for you, the water molecule, there is no end, only continuation, only the next part of your eternal cycle. Tomorrow you'll fall as rain, perhaps, or drift to new places, or rise with the morning sun. But tonight you rest, floating peacefully in your cloud, watching over the sleeping world. Thank you for traveling with me, from the heart of ancient stars, through the depths of space, across billions of years, through the first oceans, through dinosaurs, through civilizations rising and falling like waves, all to arrive here, tonight, in this peaceful moment. If you're still awake, still listening to my voice, that's perfectly okay. Sometimes the most restful thing is just to lie here, knowing you're connected to something so vast, so ancient, so peaceful. Every drop of water in your body has been on a journey just like this one. Every molecule has stories that stretch back to the beginning of time. You are made of ancient water, stardust that learned to flow. And now, as you rest, as you drift, you're part of that same eternal cycle, that same peaceful transformation. The cloud above continues its gentle journey, carrying our water molecule to new adventures, new transformations. But those are stories for another night. For now, just rest. Let your breathing be like the water cycle, in and out, evaporation and condensation. Natural, easy, requiring no effort. Let sleep come like rain, gentle, natural, inevitable. And know that you're part of something beautiful, something eternal, something that connects all life, all time, all space. The water that flows through your dreams tonight has flowed through endless dreams before, and will flow through endless dreams to come. But for now, for tonight, just rest.